Hi, this is Usha. Welcome to Rathod's IAS classes. Today we are going to discuss current affairs of 5th August 2022. So let's get started with our discussion, and this is a summary of the session what you are going to get after watching this video completely. So we are going to discuss quote and its explanation. We are going to discuss editorials of Hindu and even some articles which are important from our prelims point of view from Hindu, and we are also going to touch some articles from other newspapers like Indian Express, PIB and Business Standards, which are important from our UPSC point of view. And even we are going to discuss a small topic from our static syllabus as part of this topic of day. And later on we are going to give some prelims questions and mains practice questions. And at last we are going to discuss at least 3 to 5 words in our vocabulary. So first we are going to see our quote. So our quote is, our truest life is when we are in dreams awake. So this quote which is talking about importance of dreams. So why these dreams are important? Because your dreams, they provide vision to us. So if you are not having dream, then you are equal to an animal, because animals do not have dreams. So without dreams you do not have a proper vision. So I can say, so biggest achievers in the world, so they dreamed big and they dreamt about impossible things and they work hard to make them possible. So and finally they became biggest achievers. So I want to say, dream big and you have to work to achieve your dream. So that will ultimately bring success in your life. Okay, so this is about this quote, and this is a motivational quote. I think at least some of the people who are watching this video, they will get motivated and they will do hard work and they try to dream big. Correct? And now let us try to see first topic. So first topic, it is regarding freebies. So already from last 10 days onwards we are discussing this freebies, but there are some new dimensions which are added in this editorials, and this new dimensions that you can add to your notes that we discussed earlier in our lectures. So here this article talking about standard operating procedure or welfare debate. It is talking about standard operating procedure for this freebies or welfare debate in our parliament. So this article which is related to freebies. So I hope you know about what is the meaning of this freebies. So let me know what is the meaning of freebie in the comment box. So already I think in day before yesterday's lecture, so we discussed about this freebies in the vocabulary part also. So what is a freebies, and let me know in this comment box. So if you're talking about why this freebies is again in news. So actually there is a general concern which is mainly present over this freebies, and there is some discussion like, so because of this freebies that is not going for the economic development in the country, and these freebies they are mainly come up by political parties as an election campaign. So because of these freebies, it mainly affects informed decision making by the voters. So because of this, it will be having some impact on our free and fair election. It is one of the important part. Okay, it is also considered as basic structure of our Indian constitution. So this is the first important thing. But even some people, they will be having some positive points and some have the negative points regarding this freebies. Already we discussed those in detail. Yes, every coin has two faces. So every problem will has both positives and as well as negatives. So few will disagree that what constitute freebies that were legitimate welfare measures. For example, in some freebies they say that we are going to provide television, right? So if there is a provision, if there is a providing of television, means what happened, that will help the people to watch the news. In this way they can understand what is happening across the world and what are the decisions taken by our parliament in the state legislative assemblies. So in this way it is also one of the welfare measure, right? So few people disagree that what constitute under this freebie, and there are also like legitimate welfare measures that will finally protect vulnerable sections of society. Okay, so this is the thing which mainly said, and for this question there is no answer from the court, that is from the Supreme Court. So what happened, Supreme Court came up with the decision, and in this decision it said that they are going to form a body of stakeholders, and these stakeholders, they will examine the issues raising the question. Okay, recently one PIL, public interest litigation, which mainly filed. right? So here Supreme Court, which mainly going to constitute a body, and in these stakeholders who are present in that body, they are going to see what are the issues, and they will go on for finding the answers for those questions. So in this context, our Chief Justice of India, that is N.V. Ramana sir, he mainly heading a bench hearing one PIL, public interest litigation, and this PIL which mainly filed against distribution of promise of freebies ahead of elections. So here it came up with a body, and this body will contain stakeholders from example Niti Aayog, from Finance Commission, Law Commission, RBI, and as well as some political parties. And all these institutions, they are going to submit the report to this Election Commission of India and as well as government. And also they are going to give a suggestion that Parliament also can discuss this issue. But here political parties, they are not at all interested to discuss this topic in the debates. So this is the one issue. And Supreme Court, in one famous case of 2013, the case is Subramaniam Balaji versus Government of Tamil Nadu. So in this case of 2013, your Supreme Court said that, or Supreme Court upheld that whenever there is a distribution of these television sets or some consumer goods, okay, on the ground, so they will be also very much helpful for the welfare state, which is present in our DPSP, Directive Principles of State Policy. Okay, so this is the one important thing which mainly said by Supreme Court in 2013, and now there are a number of questions which are mainly raised, and we need to find the answer for that. So however, here is ECI, that is Election Commission of India, which already framed some guidelines to regulate the contest of manifestos, and also ECI, that is Election Commission of India, subsequently included MCC, Model Code of Conduct, and also it also came up with this purity of election process to exert undue influence of voters. So what happened whenever there is any freebies which are mainly declared by any political party, so yes, there will be some influence that is seen on the voters, so that is mainly going to affect free and fair elections, right? So it is a one cause of concern. And if you see what is the need here, the need here is, so we need to come up especially with the debates in the parliament regarding this topic, and we need to go for distinguish of what is the welfare scheme and what is the freebie, and there should be no influence on the voters such that we can promote free and fair elections. Okay, so this is about this topic in detail. And now let us move on to next topic, and this topic, it is about abortion laws. So recently in the Roe versus Wade judgment of Federal Court of US, so it mainly came with a judgment regarding abortion. So because of that, what happened? So there are protests which are mainly seen in this US. Okay, so now let us try to see this topic. So this topic, it is about referendum. So here you need to know about what are the direct democracy tools. Okay, so one of the direct democracy tool here is referendum, and this referendum which is seen in news. Okay, so now let us try to see this topic, and this topic is important from your international relations, which mainly comes under your GS paper 2. So now let us try to see this, why it is in news first of all. So if you are talking about why it is in news, so referendum which conducted on August 2nd, okay, so in this referendum, especially in this Kansas in the US, so this referendum, it is about protecting of rights to abortion. Okay, so there is a that is women, they want to go for abortion or not. So if they are supporting this Roe versus Wade judgment or not. So this referendum which conducted on August 2nd, so voters in conservative state of this Kansas in US, they decided to protect rights of abortion. Yes, we want to go for abortion, and our body and our bodily autonomy, it is our personal right. Okay, so we need abortion. So if there is any unwanted pregnancy is there, means yes, we can go for abortion or terminating of our pregnancy, right? So if you are talking about what is the meaning of referendum, so referendum, it is one of the direct democracy tool. So here in this referendum, so it is mainly voting. Okay, it is like a voting process. So it means whereby a bill or any constitutional amendment which has been voted by legislature is submitted to the electorate, that is a normal common people, for its approval before going into effect. For example, if legislature, so what is the work of legislature? They will make laws. So whenever they are making laws, people, they are accepting them or not before implementation, so they will be going for voting. So in that voting, if they are getting more than 50% of votes for yes, yes, they are accepting. Okay, if there is a voting which is less than 50% means they are not accepting. So in this way, a referendum which mainly conducted regarding the constitutional amendment of this abortion rights. And here the people said that yes, we need to protect our right to abortion. So what will be the impact now? So in this referendum, about 59% of people, they voted regarding yes, we need to protect our right of abortion. So here Kansas no state constitutional right to abortion and legislative power to regulate abortion amendment. So it has been defeated. Yes, people says that now we need to protect our right of abortion. So if you are focusing on what are the proposals of this amendment. So this amendment which inserted in section 22 of this converse Bill of Rights. So Bill of Rights is nothing but the fundamental rights. So how we have fundamental rights in our Indian Constitution, the part of our Constitution. So we got our fundamental rights from this Bill of Rights actually. Okay, so in this Kana's Bill of Rights in section 22, so they propose to change the constitution to provide that state do not require government funding of abortion. So if there is no provision, if there is banning of abortion, so why government can give the funds? So because of that, in section 22, so one important change here is, so there is no requirement of government funding of abortion and does not create a secure to right to abortion. There is no security for the women for the right to abortion. So these are the two important things which are present in this section 22 and it is a recent amendment. So here we can say because of this referendum, so this amendment which had gone failure and it will going to boost Democrats' hope that abortion rights issue will lead voters to the party in the November 8th elections. So what happened in the November 8th or November 8th, they are going to have elections. So if they are not going to change means yes, they will be having some impact on that political party. So they may not come into power. So because of this, we can understand that. So whenever this type of referendums are conducted, so whenever there is a defeating of these amendments are happening, so that will mainly boost this political party confidence whenever they are coming with the changes. So this is about this topic in detail. And now let us move on to next topic. So this topic, it is about coal mining. So what happened in this Haryana region which is located in this Chhattisgarh, so there are protests which are happening. So there are protests against this coal mining. They are saying that there should be no coal mining in this environment, okay, in this environment that is ecologically important area, that is Haryana region. So now let us try to understand this topic. So this topic is important from your environment and ecology, and we can also get some geography regarding perspectives. For example, where is this river Hasdeo located, and this is a tributary of which river. Okay, so these are some important things and we are going to see the map also. Don't worry about that. So now let us try to see why it is in news. So on July 26th, Chhattisgarh Legislative Assembly unanimously passed a private member resolution, and this resolution which is mainly urging the central government that to cancel allocation of all mining blocks in this ecologically sensitive area of Hasdeo. So what happened earlier, central government which mainly came up with the giving of permission for this coal mining in this region. Okay, for example, for the AP company, one company is from Andhra Pradesh and second company is from Chhattisgarh itself. So here the people, they started doing protest. So because of this protest, state government, they mainly passed private member resolution and it urging now the central government to go for cancellation of all coal mining blocks in this region. So now let us try to talk about this region first of all, and we are going to talk about what are the issues. Okay, so those are some important things that are relevant from our UPSC. So if you are talking about this Haryana forest, they are called as lungs of Chhattisgarh. So which forest is called as lungs of our planet? Let me know in the comment box. Don't forget about this. So which forest is known as lungs of planet? So here this Haryana forest is called as lungs of Chhattisgarh. So this might be a prelims question, and even you can get an interview question if you are from this or this from this Chhattisgarh. So you will be getting question like, so why this Haryana forest, they are called as lungs of Chhattisgarh? And you can also get a question like, so what is the importance of this Haryana region? So if there are any tribal people are present, so who are those tribes who are residing in this region? So why protests are happening? So what is the impact on environment? So these are some questions that you can get, and these are the some dimensions that you need to think about. Right, so this Haryana forest, they are called as the lungs of Chhattisgarh, and over past 1 year onwards, so there are some protests happening in this region against the mining in this region. Okay, and this protest, they had been erupted several times, and they are demanding for the complete ban of mining in this region. So what happened? So because of this, here Chhattisgarh Legislative Assembly unanimously came up with this private member resolution, and they urged central government to stop, okay, to cancel allocation of this coal mining blocks in this region. So if we are talking about how many coal fields are present in this region, there are about 22 coal blocks are present. In 2010, Central categorized this region into no-go zone for mining. But now what happened? There is a permission which is given to the AP related company and as well as Chhattisgarh related company. So it is a one cause of concern. So if we are talking about what is the importance of this Haryana region, so why it is called as ecologically sensitive region. So why? Because actually this region which mainly comes under the catchment area of river Haryana, and this river which mainly spread across 1878 square kilometers of north central Chhattisgarh region. And why it is important? Because it is one of the important tributary of river Mahanadi. Okay, so this is one of the important fact. And this Haryana forest, they are also comes under the catchment area of this Haryana Bango dam. Okay, so there is also one important dam which is present in this area. And what's the importance of this dam means? So this dam which mainly provides water, okay, and it will be helpful for the irrigation purposes for more than 6 lakh acres of land. Okay, so because of this, it is very much helpful for the paddy cultivation in this area. So whenever we are going for the mining, what happens? So the water in this river which is going to be get polluted, and will be having several impacts on the environment and even the human. Right? So here these forests which are ecologically sensitive areas, because they are also having rich biodiversity. Okay, and it is also one of the migratory corridor for these elephants also. So because of this, here mining in this area which is going to affect the environment of this area and as well as biodiversity, and even it will be having some negative impact on the health of humans. Right? So here a resolution which is mainly expected isn't expected to change the status quo. So while here Congress government which mainly onus on the center to stop mining, but the BJP related government has asking the state government to withdraw the clearances. Yes, there is a tussle which is happening between this party in power, that is BJP, and as well as party which is not in power, that is Congress. Congress says that yes, we have to go for stop the illegal mining, okay, or stop the mining or the coal mining in this region. But here BJP says that here state government, they have to withdraw their clearances. Okay, this is about this topic in detail. And now let us have a look over the map so that you will be having some idea. Just a second. Okay, let me type here. Just a second. Okay. Okay, now you can see this area, that is Haryana region, so which is located in Chhattisgarh region. So this is the river. So this river, it is a Haryana river, and it is mainly joining this Mahanadi river. And this Mahanadi river, on this Mahanadi river, we are having several reservoirs. That is, first one is Hirakud reservoir, that you have to know, and this is our Hirakud reservoir, and here you can also see this Rengali reservoir, and finally this Mahanadi river which is mainly joining our Bay of Bengal. So I can say it is a west flowing river. Right? And now let's move back and let us try to see the next topic. It is regarding heavy rains in Kerala. Kerala states at repeat of 2018 floods as rain fury continues. So there is heavy rainfall in this Kerala. So because of this, once again there is a flood like situation that we can see in this Kerala. And here you have to know about why this Kerala is susceptible to the floods. Okay, so this is a one important part, and this is important from your disaster management point of view. So we're talking about context. Here Kerala once again stays at the flood situation with high intensity rain triggered by strong monsoon winds. So because of the strong monsoon winds, so there is a heavy rainfall. So to understand this, yes, we have to draw the map. So this is our equator, let us say. Okay, this is our 0° latitude, this is equator, and India, which is present in the northern hemisphere, that is towards the north of equator. So what happened whenever the monsoon winds are crossing this equator, because of this Coriolis force effect, these winds, they will be moving towards right, and they will be bringing the moisture which is present in this Arabian Sea towards India. And as you all know, here we have Western Ghats, and these winds, they will be hitting the Western Ghats, and that will lead to heavy rainfall in this western coast. And here Kerala, which is also receiving the good amount of rainfall due to this monsoon region, right? So this is about the mechanism of monsoon. So now what happened, because of very strong monsoon winds, so there is heavy rainfall in this region, and because of this rainfall, so what are the dams which are present and what are the rivers which are present? They are overflowing, right? So the situation is precarious in the state, especially in the central Kerala, okay, where swollen rivers, they have been started inundating the lower levels. So for example, if you see, this is the river and this is the carrying capacity of river. So what happened, because of heavy rainfall, the flood water, they will come and they will join these rivers. So because of this, they will overflow. So whenever they are overflowing, that will lead to especially inundation of lower levels. Okay, so whenever there is increase in the water, especially in some dams, there are famous dams in Kerala, that is Parambikulam and as well as Tunakadavu dams, and also there is overflowing in this Chalakudi river. Okay, so in some places they are mainly reaching the banks, so that led to inundation. So what might be the reason for this flooding in this Kerala frequently? So first one is CAG report. Okay, so CAG, which mainly pointed Controller Auditor General, which came up with some important points. So whenever you are writing the reasons, yes, try to write authenticated, okay, such that it will add some value. So according to recent CAG report of 2018, so these are the following reasons which are pointed out by the CAG that led to this Kerala floods. Okay, so in this way you can write, and you can make a note on this CAG also. So CAG pointed out at the lapses in Kerala's government's planning. So here CAG, which mainly says that yes, there is some lacks or loopholes are seen in this Kerala planning and capacity building and even flood forecasting, dam management, etc. So these are some important things highlighted. And apart from that, there are also some bureaucratic issues. So whatever the flood plains are present in this Kerala, they had not been identified and restricted, and no large scale flood hazard map. So there is no flood hazard map. So if you are having this flood hazard maps, then before this monsoon itself, we can take some step, especially to decrease the impact of this floods, right? And next one here is, so there is no proper susceptibility map of Kerala. Okay, and Kerala Disaster Management Authority did not confirm a Central Water Commission criteria to these flood prone areas, and the continuing encroachments are seen along the river beds. Okay, so because of this, there is no proper absorption of this flooded water. And next one here is, there are also some policy issues of Kerala, that is Kerala State Water Policy 2008. It was not as per the National Water Policy. Okay, so there are also some provisions to lack regarding this effective flood control and even effective flood management. And next one here is, we can also see there are some structural issues. So what are those structural issues? For example, if you look at the disaster management plan of 2016, so it also has some provisions of State Emergency Operation Center. Okay, so this State Emergency Operation Center, so it will predict and as well it will issue the early warnings and hazards, but there is no proper implementation. So these all are the reasons for the floods in this Kerala. So this is about this topic. And now let us move on to next topic. It is regarding China holds military drills, fires missiles near Taiwan. So this article is talking about tussle between China and Taiwan due to this US visit to Taiwan. So this article is important from your GS paper 2 under international relations, and there is a high possibility of getting question regarding India, China and US-China relations in your upcoming mains. And the students who are going to prepare for this year mains, and they have to look at this topic also. and try to practice a map where exactly this Taiwan, China and US located. So this is very important. And now let us try to see why it is in news. So Chinese, they conducted some live firing drills in the 6 regions, and these regions are surrounding this Taiwan. So firing missiles from its eastern coast into the waters of this Thailand. So that mainly led to the disruptions in the flights and even disruption in the shippings in this Taiwan. So because of this is in news. So if you're talking about where is this Taiwan exactly located, so here we have China, and this yellow color part, here you can see it is our Taiwan. So here recent visit by US Speaker Nancy Pelosi to Taiwan, it is not being well received by China. And also this visit had been sparked some intense tensions between these two powerful countries, that is US and as well as China. And China sees Taiwan as a breakaway province. Okay, so because of this US visit to this Taiwan, which led to increasing of tensions. So if you see some important details in this one more infographic that you can see on the screen. So here we have Japan, and here we have this Taiwan. Taiwan's capital is Taipei, right? So Taiwan where? So actually earlier this Taiwan was known as Formosa, and this Taiwan, it is a little tiny island which is present in the east coast. So this is China, and towards the east coast we have this Taiwan. Okay, and there is a one important strait which is mainly dividing, or which is mainly separating this Taiwan with the China. So here we have Taiwan Strait. Taiwan Strait, which is one of the important strait which mainly separates Taiwan from this Chinese mainland. So actually this Taiwan, which is one of the important part of first island chain. So it is one of the part of this first island chain. So this first island chain, it is a string of islands or territories which are mainly present in this region. For example, you can talk about Japan, you can talk about South Korea, Philippines, etc. Okay, so here what is the tussle about? So the tussle here is, here China, that is a republic, People's Republic of China, that is PRC. So this PRC sees this Taiwan as one of the breakaway province, and Taiwan officially this Republic of China. Okay, Taiwan is called as Republic of China, sees itself as independent, and also stood firm against this Chinese unification goal. So what happened here? We have China. For example, let us take, this is the People's Republic of China, and here we have Taiwan. Okay, it is called as Republic of China. So what happened? So this China says that this Taiwan is also integral part of this China, but Taiwan says that no, we are independent country. Okay, so because of this, it is mainly against the reunification goal of China, and only 15 countries, most of them are this island nations, they recognize this Taiwan. So what is the US position in this issue? So here US, which mainly maintains good ties with this Taiwan, and even US which sells weapons to it. So as you all know that US and China, they are rivalries. They are not friends. Okay, so in international relations, friend will be friend, and friend's enemy will be enemy, right? So here US, which is mainly having some good relations with Taiwan, so it is not accepted by China. Okay, so because of this, it is one of the delicate diplomatic balance that we can see in this region. So what are the worsening of ties? So recently in 2021 October, during the 72nd anniversary of celebrations of this People's Republic of China, so China flew over 100 fighter jets to Taiwan's air defense unification zone. Okay, defense identification zone. So because of this, that led to increasing of alarm bells. Okay, that led to spike or tensions between this China and as well as Taiwan relations. So now let us try to see what is India's position. So if you are focusing on India's position, India does not have any formal diplomatic ties with Taiwan, and yet it subscribes that one China policy. That is, India says that yes, Taiwan is a part of China. So we mainly subscribe to this one China policy. But as its ties with China have come under the stress of late, so India has been playing up its relationship with Taiwan. So because of this, there is some enmity that is seen between this China and as well as Taiwan. So now India, it is mainly going to have some good relationship with Taiwan. Okay, so this is about this topic. And now let us also focus on why are China, US longer heads over Taiwan. So what is the issue between this US and as well as China regarding this Taiwan? Why there is a tussle between this US and China regarding this Taiwan? So if we're talking about importance of Taiwan, Taiwan officially called as ROC, Republic of China, and actually this Taiwan, it is one of the country in East Asia, and it is having the largest landmass between Japan and as well as Philippines, and it is located in the China Sea, okay, East China Sea. So here there is a Taiwan state which separates the China with this Taiwan. So much of the world's global supply chain of semiconductors which is happening through this Taiwan. Okay, so we are going to get our semiconductors from this Taiwan. So apart from this, so we are also having some contract manufacturers. They accounted for more than 60% of total semiconductor revenue in 2021. And currently about 13 countries, they recognize this Taiwan as a sovereign country. Okay, so this is about this topic. And now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding new initiative of ICMR. So this article is important from your health, which mainly comes in a GS paper too. So I want to also show the map of this Taiwan, okay, so that you will be having a view. So here you are going to see this Taiwan now. So from India, we have to move towards China, and here we have this Taiwan, and you can see here one small water body is there. It is connecting this East China Sea, and also here we have South China Sea. So East China Sea and South China Sea, which is connected by a water channel, okay, narrow water channel. So it is called as a strait. So this is our Taiwan Strait, and this Taiwan Strait which is also separating this Taiwan from this Chinese mainland. And here you can see China, here you can see Japan, and here you can see North Korea and as well as South Korea. And here you can see some islands like here you can see Philippines, and here you can see Parcel Island, okay, and here you can see Spratly Island. Here you can see Palawan. So in this Palawan, recently what happened? Chinese Long March 5B rocket which had been happened in the Sulu Sea. Okay, here it is located near this Palawan. Here it is, we have this Sulu Sea, and here we can see Riau Islands, and here you can see Celebes Sea. Okay, so this is about the map. And now let's come back and let us see this topic, that is ICMR's new initiative. So now let us try to see the context why it is in news. So ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research, which inaugurated foodborne pathogen survey network. So because of this food also we can see there is a transmission of diseases, especially when we are consuming this contaminated food, that will lead to the spreading of disease, for example cholera, diarrhea, etc. Okay, so here ICMR came up with this foodborne pathogen survey network in this northeast India. So it is one of the beginning of unique public health initiative in the region. Okay, so if you are talking about some important details, so this integrated task force coordinates project based activity campaigns, and even it also monitors foodborne enteric disease outbreak, and it also conducts intensified systemic laboratory based surveillance and in the 4 northeastern states in collaboration with research and medical institutions and the food sectors. So in all these areas like research, medical institutions, and even food sectors, so this will be very important. So why we need to focus on this food? So what WHO says regarding this safer food? So safer food means we have to keep our food clean, and we have to separate raw and cooked foods. And in the cooked food we do not find much bacteria, but in the raw materials, yes, we can see bacteria, some microorganisms that will be present. And next one here is we need to keep food at safe temperature, and next one is we need to use safe water and raw materials, and we need to cook thoroughly to kill the organisms, microorganisms which are present in that area. So these are the key to safer food. And here you can see here health, which is not only we can talk about the health of humans. So health means it is an integrated concept. So that is a one health policy. For example, you can talk about environmental health, you can talk about animal health, you can talk about human health. So in environmental health, we can focus on the polluted water, polluted soil and formalities. And the human health, we can talk about human waste. So this human waste like urine as well as urine and other human waste. So here we can see there will be the presence of particles, microorganisms, they are disease carrying. So because of this human waste, that will lead to contamination of water and as well as food. So whenever you are taking this contaminated water and food, that will be having negative impact on the health. And if you're talking about animal, so we will be also having animal health. So here because of this polluted water, soil, etc., and human waste when we are mixing with the water or food, and as well as animal waste. So water related exposure like waterborne, foodborne and vector breed diseases that will be going to transmit it. Okay, so from human we can also talk about human to human exposure, and from animals, animal to animal exposure, and animal to human exposure as well. Okay, so this is about this topic. And now let us try to see some other important topics from the other sources like Indian Express, like that. So now let us try to see the next topic. Title says, what is Haryana's Chirag scheme for economically weaker sections category? So this article which is talking about one scheme, and especially if you are from Haryana, so you have to know about the details of this scheme. So now let us try to see this topic, and this topic is important from your governance point of view. So now let us try to see why it is in news. So senior politicians and even teachers bodies in Haryana, they raised questions on government's Chirag scheme. So because of this is in news. So actually recently Haryana government, which mainly came up with this free education to this economically weaker section students of government schools and as well as budget private schools. So because of this is in news. So if you see some details of this scheme, so Haryana Chief Minister launched this Chirag scheme, so that is Chief Minister's Equal Education Relief, Assistance and Grant Scheme. So here this scheme which mainly introduced in place of similar scheme which launched by the previous government in 2007 under Rule 134A of Haryana School Education Rules. Okay, so because of this is the news. So under this Chirag scheme, so now government school students whose parents they are going to receive annual verified income of less than 1.8 lakh rupees can enroll in the private schools, that is from class 2 to class 12th, and here government will going to reimburse rupees 700 per students from class 2nd to class 5th and rupees 900 per student from class 6th to class 8th, and as well as rupees 1100, that is 1100 per students between the class 9 to class 12th. So because of this is the news. And now let us try to see next topic is regarding FPOs. So formation of FPOs, a total of 8,716 FPOs produce clusters have been allocated. Okay, so recently we can see this news which published in PIB. So why it is in news? Actually Government of India which launched one central sector scheme, and the name of that scheme is formation of promotion of 10,000 farmer producer organizations. So this topic is about farmers producer organization, and this topic is important from your economy point of view. So here central sector scheme means 100% of funds that will be paid by center. There will be no sharing of funds between center and as well as state. So here Government of India launched this center sector scheme for this formation of promotion of 10,000 farmer producer organizations in year 2020, and the total budgetary allocation here is rupees 6,865 crores. So now let us try to see what is this FPO promotion as well as development process. So first we are going for cluster identification. We are going for identification of the cluster, and in that cluster we are going to see some study whether which activities they are focusing on, whether the farmers are there or not, and if the farmers are there, so which grains they are growing and how they are going for the marketing, etc. So we will be going for a diagnostic study, and based on that we will come up with a feasible analysis, and we will be coming up with the based on assessment of that data that we collected, and we will be coming up with the planning, and we start mobilizing the farmers, and we will be organizing the farmers, and we will be going for formalizing of this farmers organization, and we will be going for even resource mobilization. So after once resource started mobilized, so we will be going for system development, and even we will be going for number of business operations, and we are going for the assessment of this how they are going, and we will be coming up with the final audit. Okay, so in this way this FPO promotion, the development process which mainly happens. So if we're talking about what is this farmer producer organization, so actually this FPO, it is a voluntary organization, and this FPOs are controlled by farmers and as well as members who belong to this formal community. Okay, and they actually participate in the setting up of their policies, and as well as they will participate in the making of decisions as well. And actually these FPOs, they are open to all persons, okay, who are mainly interested to use their services and who are willing to accept the responsibilities of, for example, membership. For example, there should be no discrimination like gender, social, race, political or religious discrimination. And these FPOs, they mainly operates and they will provide some education training, okay, for their farmer members, etc. And for example, if you are talking about some examples of this farmer producer organization which became very much successful here is, and we have number of these FPO organizations in Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, etc. For example, even tribal women in the Pali district of Rajasthan, they formed this farmer producer organization and they are getting higher prices for the custard apples as well. Okay, so this is about this topic and this is about the success story. And now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding concern in Delhi over not being part of this US-led critical mineral alliance. So you have to know about what is this critical mineral alliance. So this will be important from your international relations point of view, and this topic is important from your prelims. So why it is in news? Actually, there is some growing concern in Indian government because we are not getting place in this mineral security partnership. So we are not going to get this place in this mineral security partnership. So because of this, it is one of the cause of concern for India. So if you see details, it mainly says that India is concerned that it is not finding place in this mineral security partnership, that is MSP. So I am not talking about minimum support price, I am talking about mineral security partnership. So the finance ministry is learned to have communicated with the Ministry of External Affairs, and you are mainly finding some possibilities to include in this 11-member group. So if we are talking about some facts regarding this mineral security partnership, that is MSP, so actually it is one of the ambitious new US-led partnership, and they are focusing on supply chains of critical minerals. They are mainly focusing like how to reduce the dependency on China, and there is no global definition of critical minerals. Okay, so they are mineral deposits which high economic vulnerability and high global supply chain risk are present. And this mineral security partnership, it also includes the countries like Canada, Australia, Finland, Germany, France, Japan, Republic of Korea, Sweden, UK, US, and as well as European Commission. So these are some important things that you have to remember regarding this topic. So these are some important current affairs. So apart from that, now let us try to see why we need to join in this MSP. So because critical minerals are especially important for the growth of any country, right? So for that we need to be part here. For example, if you want to manufacture some electric manufacturing goods, we need these rare metals. And next one here is, so here this MSP which mainly provides a potential to revamp our supply chain such that we can divert our supply chain from this China, so that we can less dependent on the China. And this one here is especially cobalt, nickel and lithium. They are required for the batteries in the electric vehicles. So we are having an ambitious aim to increase this electric vehicles. So in this context, yes, we need to have the proper raw material also. And even rare earth minerals, they are very much critical, especially to prepare the semiconductors in the trace amounts as well. So it is very much important for our electronics manufacturing. And here this MSP, which is an alternative to China, okay, so that we can diversify our supply chains. So today topic here we are going to discuss from our static syllabus is Nagara style of temple architecture. So we're talking about temple architecture. So we are having 3 different types of temple architecture, and we're also having different schools. So in northern and the eastern India we have this Nagara style, and in the southern India we have this Dravida style, and the central India we have Vesara style. So we are going to discuss about this Nagara style of temple architecture. Yes, this Nagara style, which is very much unique when you are comparing with that of Vesara and as well as Dravida. So in this Nagara also we are having sub schools like Odisha, so and so. So you have to refer that. So here in this Nagara style, so we will be having Garbhagriha. So in this Garbhagriha we will be having the main deity, and above this we will be having a tall structure. Okay, so this is called as Shikara, and on this Shikara we will be seeing a small plate like structure, that is Amlaka. So on this Amlaka we will be seeing Kalasha. So these are the structure, and apart from this we also have Mandapas. Okay, we also have Ardha Mandapas. So if you're talking about difference between this Nagara and Dravida style, so in Nagara style we do not see compound wall and like a well like water tank like structure, but in Dravida we have water tank like structure, and even in this Dravida style wherever we can see entrance we can see there is a gopuram. So gopuram which is not present in this structure. And especially if you're talking about Dwara Palakas, so here we can see river Yamuna and river Ganga, they are the Dwara Palakas before this Garbhagriha, but here we can see Dwara Palakas and Yakshas, they are seen at this entrance, that is gopuram in this Dravida style. Okay, so this temple architecture is very important. You have to let me know some examples of different sub classes of this Nagara style of temple architecture, and let me know there are 3 important subclasses. So what are those, and let me know the examples as well. So now let us try to see the prelims practice questions. So I came up with these 2 prelims practice questions. They are very easy. First one, it is about mineral security partnership, and you can easily guess the answer here if you have gone through this lecture thoroughly. And next one here is Ramsar site, which we can find this Fundis. So I want to give you one hint here, that is Fundis means nothing but floating. So where we can see floating park in India. So this is very simple, and try to attempt these 2 prelims questions and try to give the answers for the questions I asked in this sessions in the comment box for sure. And now let us try to say vocabulary. The first one here is ruin. Ruin means nothing but destruction. That is physical destruction or disintegration of something, or the state of disintegrating or being destroyed. Okay, and this one is resonate. Resonate means to produce, okay, or to be filled with a deep, full, reverberating sound. And vitiate means spoil or reap or impair the quality of efficiency. Okay, quality or efficiency, we are mainly spoiling that. So this is about vocabulary. So, and I want to make a small announcement here. We came up with this mains answer writing practice course in Rathod's IS. So it is one of the excellent course I can say. So it is a 1-year course with a detailed structure of this program. And here we are going to give you weekly targets. On that weekly targets, daily one question will be given to you. So you need to write the answer and you have to send your answer to our email ID so that there will be evaluation. So mains answer writing skills is very much key. If you want to clear this UPSC, yes, you have to focus on this mains answer writing skills. So unless and until you are developing this mains answer writing skills, you are not going to clear your UPSC for sure. So I can give you 100%. So here try to join this course, and the cost of this course is just 8,200 rupees for 1 year, and you will be having live class on every Sunday, so that we will be having a 2-way interaction in that webinars. And one more thing here is we also came with this prelims test series. So here we are very much happy that we launched this prelims test series, and this is going to be started from August 7th onwards. August 7th onwards, and the cost of this prelims test series is very affordable. And what are the questions that we have prepared? So those are mainly based on our UPSC pattern, and we are also including current affairs in that every test, so that will be also helpful for revision of your current affairs from January 2022 onwards. So this is one of the excellent course, and don't take it as a choice, try to join this. So overall there are 30 tests in this prelims test series, and the cost is just 3,000 rupees. Okay, try to join this course. And if you have any doubts regarding these courses, you can call me on this number 8074765513, and you can visit our websites for more courses that we are offering. Okay, so now let us try to see today's Hindu newspaper PDF. So this is our today's Hindu, and date is 5th August, and this is Delhi edition. So first article, it is regarding Kerala floods, we had discussion, and also regarding this Chinese attack on Taiwan also we discussed. And if you move forward, here there is one interesting article regarding this manja. So I think many of you had flied the kites when you were in childhood, right? So at that time we used to use this thread to fly the kites. So recently High Court asked the Delhi police to inform that there should be some steps taken or implemented, okay, because of this NGT order of banning the sale of manja. So NGT, National Green Tribunal, which mainly came up with this order of banning of the sale of manja. So because of the Supreme Court, which mainly asked the Delhi police to inform and to take the efficient steps. So why? Because this manja, which is mainly coated with a piece of glass, so because of this it is leading to accidents. Actually, when we are going for the flying of kites, that will also leads to the deaths, okay, deaths for the many people, and even birds are killed because of this, and even birds have been injured because of this strings of this glass coated string. Okay, so because of this they came up with this banning of this manja. And if you move forward in this third page, there is nothing much important, and you can leave this fourth page and you can skip this fifth page. And in this sixth page also there is nothing much important, and seventh page it is just Metropolis. And in the page number 8 there is nothing much important article, and in this ninth page also there is nothing much important, but here you can see one image that is regarding symbol of pride. So a worker printing Ashoka Chakra on the national flag to meet demand of Har Ghar Tiranga. So here between this August 13th to August 15th, yes, every house should host this flag. So this is one important thing which mainly said by our Prime Minister, and this program is called as Har Ghar Tiranga, mainly to meet that demand of national flags. Here we can see there are a number of people, they started working in the manufacturing of these flags. And in this editorial page I discussed about this topic regarding the Freebies, and you can go through this topic regarding this democracy in Jammu and Kashmir. And if you move on to this op-ed page, page number 11, so there is one article regarding this declining the rupee crisis. Already we discussed this topic number of times in our Hindu analysis. And here in this data point you can see personal bank loans increased, that is according to CMI report. So here the CMI report says that there is increased demand for this personal loans in the first quarter of this 2022 to 2023. So you can go through this data once and you can write this data in your data bank. And this text and context I discussed about this Hasdeo Haryana region. I also discussed about this Kansas abortion law. And if you move forward, actually in cinemas, if you open your NCRT and or within Singhania, so there is one topic in your art and culture, that is cinemas and dramas or theaters. So what happened now, Indian films, they are facing crisis, and because of this COVID-19 pandemic we went for the lockdowns, and especially in the cinema theaters we can see the crowd of people, they will be there, and because of high chance of transmission of this coronavirus during this time, actually the people, they are having a fear, like, so they do not want to go to movie theaters, and they will be taking subscription like Hotstar, Prime, and they are started watching the movies in the home itself. So because of this severe losses, they are mainly faced by these theater owners, and you have to think about it about this, and you have to give some suggestions how to come out of this crisis for this, especially these theater owners. Okay, so this is one more homework for you students. And next topic is regarding the 138 news cases reported since Lok Sabha polls. And if you move forward in this page number 15, there is nothing much important. And the page number 16, you can see this ICMR's new initiative in the northeast. And student, here is subscriber says there is surplus money in EPS. So here you can go through this topic. And in the world page, the most of the news, it is about Taiwan issue. And there is one article regarding this Iran nuclear talks. Iran nuclear talks restart in Vienna with European Union's mediation. And next topic, it is regarding business page. Okay, it is regarding inflation driving 8% of GST revenue rise. So already we discussed about this GST revenue rise topic number of times. Okay, in the last 2 days also we discussed that topic. So these are some important news articles that appeared in our today's Hindu. So I hope you enjoyed this lecture. So if you really like this video, you can hit the like button, and even you can share this video to your friends also. So by this I am concluding. Thank you so much.